The driver behind a limousine crash that injured 5 people and killed a Monona native back in March is behind bars tonight. Aaron Nash was driving the group from Madison to Chicago O'Hare Airport when the vehicle crashed. He now faces a felony charge out of Illinois for not carrying a proper license. Tonight, our Keely Arthur talked to one of the victim's stepsons on what the arrest means for his family. Keely?
Eric, more than 3 months after his stepmom's death, Chris Schmidt is talking about her publicly for the very first time. He says today's arrest has offered some closure, but there is really no form of justice that can ever bring Terry Schmidt back.
We didn't have the word step in my family.
A mom to Chris since he was 6 years old.
She was just a really good person, and I think you won't find anyone says any different.
Terry Schmidt and her husband, Kevin, raised a blended family.
Big part of myself and my brother's lives.
After years of hard work building a successful remodeling business together, the two decided to celebrate.
It was a trip for 8 people, all best friends. 6 of them were in the limousine.
On the early morning of March 25th, the Schmidts, along with Lois and Donald Corning and Robert Rosa and Michael Johnson, were picked up by limousine driver Aaron Nash en route from Madison to O'Hare Airport. But their Mexico vacation was cut short when the vehicle hit a wall and flipped over in the Chicago suburbs.
I got a call from my brother, and he said, Mom and Dad have been in an accident. I think you need to come down. And at the time, I just knew that they were both in the hospital, but I didn't know anything.
Terry died later that day. The other passengers sustained injuries, which some of them are still dealing with today.
I don't think any of them could have ever fathomed what happened.
But the news became worse for Chris and his family. Shortly after the crash, federal authorities shut down Lyons Limousine, Nash's employer, as he wasn't licensed and too young to be driving a limo in the first place.
About as surreal as the accident, to add a factor like that, that really just puts a twist on the whole thing.
Chris admits he eagerly waited for some sort of justice to come out of the accident. But Wednesday's news of Nash's arrest ended up being just another reminder of the mother he lost.
It was never going to be enough to satisfy how upset and hurt I am from the whole thing.
2 of the other passengers involved, Michael Johnson and his partner Robert Rosa, have filed a lawsuit. Chicago lawyer Tim Cavanaugh is representing them. He says his clients are pleased with the charge, but want the owners of the limo company to also be held accountable.
Criminal charges aren't going to help Robert Rosa at all. One of the reactions is, it's nice that the prosecutor is charging Mr. Nash, but what about the limousine company that knowingly allowed this underage driver to drive this limousine in violation of the law?
Rosa is still suffering from injuries due to that crash. And Cavanaugh added that this case will be back in court on Friday. Eric?
A story we'll keep a close eye on. Keely Arthur at our news center tonight. Keely, thank you very much.